It's a sad day. It's a bad day.
This is not what you want to see on a drag and drive event.
So we are at day 2 of
Restart.
What is this? Day 2 of Drop the Hammer. We're at Mid-Michigan Motorplex. We just got here at about 9 o'clock. Racing starts in about an hour. We probably won't go for another 2 hours or so. The goal of today is to break into the 7s. We're gonna tune the car up a little bit more and try and get some more speed out of it, get some actual launch, actually rev the car up a little bit. We'll see what I can do. And here's the car.
This is a car.
This is a car.
What are we about to do this month?
We are gonna race.
Being here in the morning to do stuff way better.
Yeah,
We never got to really experience that last time at Drag Week.
I was in a rush.
We were always behind 8 Ball.
Who's 8 Ball?
Who's 8 Ball?
Why am I behind him?
You gonna empty this?
You can speak to the camera if you like.
All right, right now we're gonna do a nice oil change because there's probably only about 150, 200 miles. Oh. Watch out. Sorry about him. There's probably only about 150, 200 miles on this, but this is the first oil change since it's had a supercharger. So I figured this would be a good way for us to just kind of look and make sure the motor's doing good and all that. Plus, we use cheap Rotella oil anyway, so we should probably put something a little better in it.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah. But here we go. We'll see how it looks.
It's not a great color.
How many quarts of oil?
It's supposed to be 7.
I don't know. That slowed down pretty fast.
That's fine. Very good.
Since we have a dipstick that doesn't actually work.
Well, we don't know what that additives we put in due to the oil color either.
You might want to jack up the back end.
Oh, yeah. Here.
We're gonna jack up the back, that way it helps push the oil out a little
Well,
bit.
we hit the piece on
That stopped pretty quick.
That's plenty of enough to have good oil pressure.
Yeah, so we'll be fine.
Oil pressure matters. They just got the other 6 quarts in the oil filter.
Yeah.
You have a tool for the oil filter? I feel like I've seen it before.
That's terrible. So once you pour all the oil in, let's let it sit for a minute. And then I want to see if we can see it on the dipstick tube at all. If you look right here, if I lean on the car and kind of shake, it's up on a jack in the back, so it sways back and forth.
We should not do that.
Well, anyway, day 2, dropped hammer. We were 2.5 quarts low oil this morning, and the starter was about to fall out. So that's why it's in my hands right here. If you look at these 2 screws, I was able to turn both of these 3 full turns. That's why I was able to wiggle the starter while the flange was still tight. So when it started this morning, there was a clunk, and that clunk has been figured out. It was, our starter was turning into junk. So, but we didn't lose any parts, and we can throw it back in. Hunter will be back on the track in no time flat. I'll have this done 2-3 minutes tops. Here we go. Hunter's a little bit more nervous today. I think it's because there's a little bit of an expectation. It's got to be 8:30.
He's got this.
And if he doesn't, I know what it is.
Dude, your burnout. Was amazing.
Oh, dude, I was gonna say, when you were, so what happened there is when you
started
started revving up, you rolled through, your time started, then you waited a second, then you went.
Yeah, I didn't have the brakes on. I didn't realize it until I was over here.
I think for the next pass,
I started to get it to rev though.
but you were rolling through.
Yeah. So I felt like everything else was decent.
You look straight, you wiggled a little, I think, but let me see that.
Everything else is exactly the same.
So
What do
if
we
you
got?
look here, here's his biggest issue. His 60 foot is 2.22. The rest is great. 2.22 is horrendous though.
Yeah.
So what I think you should do, I feel like you should do one pass where you don't really rev it up and just see what happens. Smash on it. We can do, I mean, we're cool to do a few passes.
I think you're good to go get in line again.
check out Running Rust on all social media platforms.
A little better.
He did a wheelie in second gear. You did a wheelie in second.
I think your advice is better.
Off the line is just not.
We had two typhoons.
Well, no, I was thinking about going back down to 6,000. Oh. I'm wondering if you're past the power curve. Because you did better in 6,000.
What were you at before?
I had him at 6,200 shift.
Oh, well.
So before, when you shifted yesterday, did it feel like you were still pulling when you shifted?
Yeah.
And then it didn't feel as much like that today?
Yeah, today felt like I topped out.
So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna change. We're gonna meet in the middle. We're gonna do 6,100 shift. All right, that is the only thing I changed was I dropped your shift to 100 RPM. This time, if you could, I wouldn't rev it up. I would just go up and really make sure that you don't break the beams and just mash the gas when it goes green.
See how it goes.
At the Battle of Messina here.
Well, you'll notice that we're not at the drag strip and we're not racing and the car's not running.
We got broke down.
I don't want to talk about it. We're hot. We're hot and we're running on 5 and I don't know why. So we're gonna have to tear into this thing and figure out why we're running on 5. And I think that's the reason we're hot.
It's a sad day. It's a bad day. So obviously we are not on our way to the first checkpoint right now. We got maybe a mile away, which for some reason that just sounds really similar to drag week. All of a sudden, car started running really hot. We noticed it was getting up to about 200 degrees, so we pulled over, started looking at things, figured out that we got coolant issues, and then we go to fire it up again, and it just does not sound right.
Not
it
at
sounds
all.
like
Misfiring like crazy.
Crazy.
yeah, and the engine is just wobbling back and forth, just super out of sync. So
Sprayed a little water on the exhaust. It's a little trick. You can spray water on each one of the tubes, and 3 of the 8 didn't even boil away, which means we don't have spark on 3 of the 8. And we're pulling them out, and right now they don't all look the same. So we're wondering if maybe it's these plugs are fouled, and that's why it's not running right. It's my bet.
Yeah.
right now we're at our buddy Charlie's.
Yes, we made a new friend.
Thank you, Charlie.
Made actually a couple friends.
He pulled over and ended up towing us into his property and said we could work here. Hopefully we'll be able to get done before the rain comes. If you look around, those skies are starting to get pretty
Looks
cloudy.
a little,
We've got about 2 hours until it's supposed to rain.
and we don't have working wipers.
And we don't have working wipers, yes.
Awesome.
We don't have a working car.
That new noise. Is there enough oil in that thing?
the fuck?
Sad day. Dropped the hammer. Not working out too good.
Nope, a lot of bad things happened. We ended up staying out until about 2 o'clock in the morning trying to get the gasket problem fixed.
What's going on, Hunter?
Sad again.
We blew a head gasket. We figured it out.
It's raining. We don't have all our tools. We're
But
a few hundred miles away from home.
we have a Starbucks if we want it. So that's a big plus. All right, I gotta get to work.
We lost Dave.
We lost Dave. He's probably chatting up with the tow truck guy, maybe.
Maybe that's if the tow truck guy found him.
All right, I'm gonna put down the phone and we're gonna get to work. So, you guys, you'll see more. This whole engine's coming apart.
In the rain.
I might need you to grab it. Oh, that's water.
Wow. Wow, that's...
And gas. Oh.
Well, the gasket's not supposed to come apart in 2 pieces. No, it didn't. Okay, never mind. That's got coolant in it. What's going on right now?
All right, good news and bad news. So right now we got the head off of the one side that we think was the problem.
3 pistons were clean and 3 valves were clean. Now, they're all cleaner now, but...
Yeah, so we're getting this cleaned up. We're gonna attempt to put a new gasket on. The bad part is we're looking at this gasket and we don't see any issues with the rings on it. So that means there's a possibility that there's a separate issue.
Like layers of it could have split, but...
So we're gonna have to figure that out. The other good part, we had a good Samaritan stop by and pick up Dave and hopefully take him to go pick up our truck an hour and a half away. We'll see if he actually goes there, but...
Or Dave is kidnapped.
Tell me about the next part of this wild, wild adventure.
I have great news that's terrible news. We were worried at first, but if you look close here, gasket's blown there. You can see where the water's going through. The gasket's blown there. Gasket's blown there. And those are the 3 pistons that we thought had water in them. They did. Update. The lights went off on us and it started raining sideways, so we had to make a tent. And we're using our own flashlights now. See if you can say hi to Hunter.
Hi. I've got 1 header bolt done.
You had this set inside of one of the holes.
That's what I did to initially get it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it wants it. It wants it. 20 feet, that's all I want.
I don't think so. Keep it going.
Oh! It wants it.
You got it.
20 feet.
Come on. Holy shit. Well, we got to go another few feet. But we'll push it. We'll push it. It's good. All right, I got to stop with this.
But overall, I would say it was a partial success. We ran our fastest 8th mile ever. We had a lot of really cool burnouts. Learned a lot of stuff about what we need to do as a team.
No first gear wheelies, but we were pulling second gear wheelies at a 6,100 RPM shift. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. We learned a lot about what we're going to be doing moving forward to get the car truly ready to go for the next event.
We're going to change the kind of parts that we're using, more performance parts when it comes to the basics like gaskets. We're using stuff that we got at parts stores around the corner. So I think we're going to up our game.
And you'll see that on a future episode of Running Rocks.
Absolutely.